Hey, how's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe out there. This is going to be a Saturday night action and exploitation review. Every Saturday I pick a film from my second favorite genre, action and exploitation, and I pick a film out of the collection and I review it, watch it on Saturdays and then review it and give you my opinion and thoughts on the film. So if you guys are a fan of this genre, uh, please tune in. This should be an interesting one, guys. So let's get my pick for this Saturday. I'm going to the 90s with this one. It's going to be 1994's Surviving the Game. This is directed by Ernest Dickerson. He also directed the movie Juice with Omar Epps and Tupac, man. Classic. And he did cinematography on Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee. So he has a few good movies he was involved with there, man. This stars Ice-T. He came out on New Jack City, Trespass. He's a rapper. You guys know Ice-T. Stars Rutger Hauer, the legend. Rest in peace. I don't need to give him an introduction. You guys know about him. Another legend, Gary Busey. Charles Dutton. John McGinley. It has an all-star lineup in this, guys. So I'm not going to get into all those, but you guys know them actors, man. Very well known. But anyways, this is like an action and adventure film. And it's definitely very 90s out. I think the movie The Hunt that came out recently got a lot of ideas from this film, as it was one of the original survival hunt movies. Um, so now let's get into the film, guys. I'm going to start off with going to the character played by Ice-T, Jack Mason. He's a homeless guy in this film, guys, and he's pretty much ran out of luck on the streets. He's surviving. He's pretty much struggling to eat, survive. He has a friend too, like a war veteran friend that they're always on the streets trying to hustle and just try to survive the night and get by. As they struggle to do this. But he's known as a tough guy. This guy he's Jack Mason, played by Ice-T. He has this no quitting, pretty much no quitting attitude to him. He's all doesn't give up. And we have this guy played by Charles Dutton. I forgot his name in the film. He's tracking him down. You have all these guys led by Rutger Hauer, Gary Busey. Rutger Hauer is Mr. Burns. He's actually a priest in this, guys. And then you got Gary Busey, who's a doctor. He's Hawkins. And you got John Griffin, played by John McKinley. He's a really intense guy. You got all these guys, but starts off basically with Charles Dutton trying to hunt him down and find a new prey. As these guys are all rich and successful people, they play this depraved game where they hunt pretty much homeless guys that no one cares about and put it as a sport to get a thrill and to be like therapy for them, which is pretty sick. So they actually choose Jack Mason. So they end up picking him and trying to get him in, giving him money, and pretty much blackmailing him and letting him know he's going to be a hunting guide in this game they do. And he's pretty much run out of luck in the streets, and he's pretty much desperate for money, so he does what they say, thinking he's going to be actually a hunting guide when they go to this secluded area. So he's traveling here in a plane with Thomas Burns, played by Rutger Hauer, and it's him and they call him Burns and Mason, pretty much. Burns being Rutger Hauer and Mason being Ice-T, and they're going on this plane. He's thinking it's all fun and games. They have a great dinner, joke around, but there's some while they pretty much cook a pig, and they're pretty much giving him hints that he's gonna be the prey in the morning, but he's not catching it. But he knows something's definitely wrong. So they're talking and talking, and then you got Gary Busey, man, played by Doc Hawkins, who's gives a pretty disturbing story about his childhood and his father and him and having to go one on one with one of his pet bulldogs, or I think it was a bulldog. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but he has a scar on his face and it's a childhood story. You got Mason pretty much freaking out on the story, saying this guy's pretty crazy. So it leads to the next morning when Mason wakes up. He's held a gun to his head, pretty much tossed around, and told him to get pretty much a head start run because he's going to be the prey and the trophy they hunt. So as he's running through here, he gets that head start. They're eating breakfast, giving him a chance to run, which is pretty nightmarish here. And he's running through for his life pretty much. These guys get on four-wheelers and chase him down, and they're chasing him through the woods. What they don't know is Mason pretty much survived on the streets for many years. He's no slouch, man. He knows his way how to fight and survive. So he's pretty much outsmarting these hunters, and pretty much tricking them one by one, man. And he takes it to them, and he ends up pretty much the first victim. Well, I don't want to give too many spoilers. Well, he ends up with a pretty much one-on-one showdown with each one. It takes down. He captures John McKinley, man. Played his name's John Griffin in this film. Has him in a cave, and they're pretty much discussing their life. He pretty much hates this guy. He hates Mason because he thinks he killed his wife and kids. There's a sad story to that where his kid and wife pretty much burned in a neighborhood. He's telling the story, and he couldn't get to him on time. He also burned himself a little bit, but he blames himself for their death. And then you got John, who's pretty much the big villain, pretty much the a-hole in this film. But he gives a sad story about how he lost his daughter too, so they kind of bond. But as this happens, John wants out. He wants to go back home. He knows this guy's a good guy. Could have killed him, but didn't. But then you got the ruthless leader played by Rutger Hauer, Mr. Burns, who ends up pretty much killing this guy because he wants out. He doesn't want him to tell on him and get him in trouble. So the hunt goes on, and then you got Mason running through these woods, and he's still outsmarting them, taking them out one by one, which leads to the final showdown between Mason and Burns, man. And it pretty much is a pretty intense movie. It has a wilderness feel to it. I don't want to give too much on the spoilers, but it has a pretty ridiculous but satisfying ending. And overall, this film is solid, very 90s. I'm going to get to the kills. This has some brutal kills. It also has a scene with Mason where he walks in their trophy room, and they pretty much have homeless guys' heads in a container, man, just all set throughout, which is very horror-like and horrific scene, man, which I really enjoyed, man. That was straight out of a horror film, even though this ain't a horror film. And then you got some brutal kills, which shows some pretty good practical effects, man. So overall, this film, very solid, man. One of my favorite survival action adventure films, and I really enjoyed it. It even got better now watching it, and my rating's gonna be pretty high on this, guys. I'm actually gonna give this a 5 out of 5. This might be my first film I give a 5 out of 5, but really worth it. I was into it the whole time. Rutger Hauer plays an excellent villain in this film. Ice-T plays an excellent survivalist, man, and the cast is just all there, man. It just doesn't disappoint, guys. So yeah, that's gonna be my rating, 5 out of 5. Highly recommend this film if you haven't seen it. Very fun, man. So that's gonna be my choice for this Saturday's action and exploitation. It's gonna be 1994 Surviving the Game. Let me know if you guys have seen this film, what you think about it, what you thought about it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Everyone have a good weekend out there. Stay safe. This is an Undead action and exploitation review for Saturday. Everyone take care. Peace.
Why would you want to kill yourself? Maybe I like the idea of choosing when I die instead of having somebody else choose for me. If someone offered you a good job, would you be interested? What kind of job are you talking about? We need someone to help us with our hunts out in the wilderness.
You sure about this one?
Oh, I'm sure.
Has he got courage?
Gentlemen, I would like you to meet our new hunting guide, Mason.
Here's a toast to the hunters and a prayer for the hunted. The hunt begins now.
Just let me get the door for you.
We're not really going to hunt him, are we?
He's nothing. He's less than nothing.
Come on, Mason!
Don't take any part in this.
I want you!
If you make it to civilization, you live. If you don't, maybe God will have mercy. I think he's gone back to the cabin.
None of them has ever done that before. Mr. Mason!
What's that smell?
Everybody out of the cabin!
Like I need rare.
Try well done, bitch.
Jack Mason knows he's going to die someday.
Damn it, we should never start smoking.
But today, he's not in the mood.
This is where it gets interesting.
Never underestimate
Come on, Mason!
a man who has nothing to lose. Rutger Hauer, Charles Dutton, Gary Busey, F. Murray Abraham, William McNamara, and Ice-T.